A letdown to Missouri fans, but the band member I spoke with says they're just glad they made it. Everything to what shoes Eli Drinkwitz was wearing, to wide receiver Barrett Bannister getting married, and tonight they can get revenge as well as get one step closer to a conference title of their own. There will be some floats at this Friday's game, including this one from the Mystic crew. Eli Drinkwitz was not happy with the outcome today. Now, what if I was to tell you this all went down in front of the columns on Mizzou's quad? We are back for week 2 of Mizzou football and previewing this week's game versus Kansas State.
How's the turnout been from your opinion and what you've seen?
What a ride it has been for Yadier Molina and Albert Pujols. We're about 2 hours away from kickoff between number 5 Tennessee and the Missouri Tigers. We heard from him today, and he says that when he hits the gridiron, he knows he needs to lock in. Missouri returns home now 8-0 with only one more tune-up game against Southeast Missouri State. It had it all, coming down to the final play that ended in the end zone right behind me. The bowl is actually inspired by the legend of Pirate Jose Gaspar. Taylor is not retained after back-to-back last-place finishes in the SEC.
Mexico real close to competing for a state title a year ago, and they think they've got the returners to maybe make it happen this year.
Yeah, an impressive state semifinal appearance for the Bulldogs, but this year they have a little bit something else on their mind, a sweet conference title, and that chase starts with 2 Bulldog seniors, Ant and GRUBB. Star running back Anthony "Ant" Shivers and stud linebacker Morgan GRUBB were key parts of an impressive Mexico team last season. Now seniors, Coach Steve Hegg is ready for these leaders to improve.
Expectations. The team has a lot of expectations on it to try to get back to where we were last year and hopefully exceed what we did last year.
GRUBB, the all-state linebacker, defines the 2022 Bulldog mentality.
Like I said earlier, we play fast, we play physical.
Speed starts with Ant.
We give it to Morgan, we're like a Mustang, and we give it to Anthony, more like a Ferrari.
And that kind of allows my teammates to do other things as well, since, sometimes they'll focus on me.
Ant's 1,100 rushing yards last year and GRUBB's stout defense have turned heads in mid-Mo.
Now people know when Mexico gets off the bus, and they're going to give us their best shot, and we've got to be ready for that.
For Morgan GRUBB, there's an extra push on and off the field. That comes from defensive coordinator Kenny GRUBB.
Yeah, he's my dad, yeah. But it's kind of being there, knowing, if you screw up really big, that, you also might get talked to at home,
Mexico is back with the conference title on their minds.
And I think we have the team to do that. We just got to go out and execute it.
Ant and GRUBB will lead that charge. Food trucks, face painting, a light show, and live action from both Missouri basketball teams sounds like fun on its own. Now, what if I was to tell you this all went down in front of the columns on Mizzou's quad? That's right, this KMU8 drone video shows a glimpse of the preparation and setup for the event as they built a basketball court outside. And when the sun went down, the madness began.
I heard about this and it didn't even sound real, something like the Field of Dreams, so I had to come check it out.
Something like the Field of Dreams. That was how Mizzou senior and basketball fan Nolan Mount described the idea of putting a basketball court in front of the iconic Mizzou columns. Nolan's friend Nathan Fox made Mizzou Madness a priority on his Friday night.
I just see it for myself and it looks really nice. So
once the event began, fans were introduced to both basketball teams along with new men's basketball coach Dennis Gates. Gates is ready for his first season at the helm, but recognizes all the coaches who came before him.
All those guys, I stand on their shoulders, and I'm very thankful to walk the same sidelines, but also to have on my chest the logo of our Tigers.
One of those former coaches made a surprise appearance as a judge during the Kid Dunk Contest.
Whenever you have a guy like Norm Stewart come out like he did tonight, him and his wife, it says something.
Gates connected with Mizzou's greatest basketball coach and has aspirations to meet Norm's success with his Tigers.
Support building this tradition back to where we knew that Norm had it.
The women's team returned coach Robin PINGETON, and even she was blown away with Mizzou Madness.
I've been here for over 12 years, and I've never had a chance to experience something quite as special as this tonight.
Talented transfer and Rockbridge alum ISIAIH MOSLEY thought it was a warm welcome.
Man, it's amazing. It's amazing how many people came out to support us.
The rest of the night consisted of a three-point contest, shooting drills, and even a friendly dance-off. For Mizzou fans who have experienced every emotion following the Tigers, Mizzou Madness was a happy one.
Obviously, there's some difficulties that go along with that, but when we do cool things like this, it definitely makes being a Mizzou fan worthwhile.
And while the Tigers look much different from a year ago, there is one player who is not new in town. KMUH's Chase Matteson has more.
In the fall of 2019, former Missouri men's basketball coach Conzo Martin welcomed an impressive freshman class, including players like Trey Jackson and Mario McKinney and Axel Congo. Today, those names are distant memories for Mizzou fans. However, the final freshman of the 2019 class is a name Mizzou fans will remember for years to come.
Kobe Brown to the hoop.
From high-flying slams to tenacious rebounding, Kobe Brown has emerged as one of the top players in the SEC.
He does give us a centerpiece in our program.
3 years ago, the Huntsville, Alabama native arrived in Columbia with little fanfare.
I think they had more expectations for the other two freshmen that came in with him.
Kobe's dad and high school coach, Greg, knew as a freshman Kobe wanted to be great.
Jim, I remember one night he even slept in the gym all night because they said practice was like at 5 in the morning. He was going to show Missouri that, hey, you guys are sleeping on me. I'm here, and I want to be here, and I'm going to be great here, and he showed that.
And showed that he has, starting 26 games as a freshman, increasing his scoring every year and earning second-team All-SEC as a junior.
It's definitely a blessing. It makes you realize, like, okay, your hard work is paying off day in and day out.
Now a senior and captain, first-year head coach Dennis Gates is pushing Brown to be more outgoing on the hardwood.
There's only one way to play this game, and that's playing it vocally and communication-wise.
I'm always screaming. I've almost lost my voice a couple times, just trying to meet his demands and, be a better player. So
as the season continues, Kobe is meshing well with the overhauled Mizzou roster that includes his younger brother, Caleb.
And it just warms my heart to see them on the floor at the same time and enjoying each other's company. And
now the longest tenured Tiger on the roster, Kobe Brown is cementing his legacy.
Kid loves Mizzou. He loves the jersey he puts on.
I love it here, and, I'm glad I've been here 4 years and able to grow.
Gates has high praise and high expectations for his senior star.
He'll go down as one of our all-time greats in this program.
Before this season, Kobe Brown was selected to the preseason All-SEC first team, showing that the entire conference knows his name and knows his game. In the studio, Chase Matteson, KMUH Sports.
It was Star Wars Day at Mizzou Arena as the Iowa State Cyclones came to battle, plus some throwback threads, a nod to the Block M Big 8 days where Missouri would face Iowa State every year. This season, it's part of the final year of the SEC Big 12 Challenge, and the Tigers would get hot shooting just like earlier in the week in Oxford. Des Moines Hodge finds Kobe Brown for the triple. Mizzou led 8-2 to start the game. Later, it's defense to offense. Hodge gets the steal. Behind the back pass to Mo Diarra for the monster slam. Another sold-out crowd at Mizzou Arena. Kobe Brown was all over the glass today with 12 rebounds. Here he gets the board and his own putback. Right before the half, it'd be Shawnee's whipping it across the court to Hodge, who knocks down the three. He had 17 on the day. Tigers by 10 at half. That momentum would continue in the second. ISIAIH Mosley with a jab and hits the triple, 55-37 lead. And then it's DeAndre Golston putting the Cyclones in the spin cycle. Up and under, Missouri cruises to a 78-61 upset. Dennis Gates talked about continuing tradition, while Des Moines Hodge thinks they can play better.